Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Paul N Palz Podcast is brought to you by staying positive and never giving up.
Bye.
Here's your host, Paul, with special guest, Dan, the man, Dan.
Pennywise, but we kind of went over Pennywise, so we're gonna toss him to the side. The Ring.
Samara, bro. Oh my God.
Here's my thing about those type of movies. That again, great character, horror character. You know, we can all do the
Jaw,
the Ring face. Like we all know how that face is, and we all know the first time we saw it, we were like, "Oh shit!" Because they kind of just brought it to you. I remember her face,
and it was
bang,
like a second of it, and then you're like, "What the fuck?" She's talking again, like,
yeah. But my thing is this, and I guess I'm contradicting myself because it kind of goes into the Hellraiser thing. Is this stereotype of a horror movie like, hey guys, I have this tape. If you see this tape, you're gonna die. 100 people tried it, 100 people died. Let's throw it in. And then, you know, like that kind of, but then I'm contradicting myself because
you saw Blair Witch.
Well, no, I'm contradicting myself because in Hellraiser, you get given this Rubik's Cube, and if you figure it out, like, if you fuck with this, it's trouble. Oh,
but you know what's funny is, and maybe it's because you haven't been exposed to a lot of horror movies. I've watched over 10 movies that have started. The last people that I've watched this have died, and you know it's fake. So I could relate to someone and be like, you tell me you wouldn't watch it. And listen, I hate it when they make characters in horror movies do dumb shit. That especially unless you're a dumb character. If you're a dumb character, I'm gonna believe that you're gonna do some dumb shit.
Yeah.
But like horror, some bad horror likes to have the really smart character make really dumb decisions. And in that moment, I'm like, I've lost connection to the character. I don't care if they die anymore. I think if someone can't, I think I respect horror too much that I might not, but I would be intrigued by it at least. And I've like I said, I've watched movies that have started. The last people that watched this have died, and blah 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 blah. And it's Antrim is one of them.
So me being me, if it was X amount of people died if you watch this, but there's nothing to back it up, I'd be like, I'd throw it in, and then I'd be a victim. But if the movie went, guys, 10 people watched this, 10 people died. It says if you watch this, you die. I'm gonna be like, bro, if you put that in, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Like,
have you never said Bloody Mary in the mirror ever, even as a kid?
I want to say no, or I did when I was real young.
Have you ever been like in the room when someone did?
You know what? As a kid, it's a very foggy memory, but we closed the lights. But I want to say we all bitched out, like we did it, and then we immediately ran the fuck out. And
but like if you did it, if you watch Candyman, that wouldn't have stopped it, right? I think there's a level to that, but it has to be it can't be very outlandish. But I do think like Antrim is one of those movies you should check it out. I mean, you might, maybe not.
I barely want to say Beetlejuice 3 times.
You said it once. Chill.
That's it. I'm not saying it again.
Antrim, the whole movie is based on that, and it's found footage, and it's very creepy, and it's like a very underground movie anyway. So when it opens with that, like, this is the movie that they found when these people died or whatever, I just think that, yeah, I don't know. I remember The Ring specifically. If you hit a specific combination of buttons in the menu, you could do two things. One, the phone would ring. If you hit it enough times, the phone would ring. But there was also a way to unlock the actual video that they watch in The Ring without it being interrupted. It takes up the full screen. And I remember you watched The Ring, and we watched it, and we still felt the way about it. You know what I mean?
That's just good marketing, though. Psychological, man.
It's amazing. But I just remember, like, we all finished the movie, and we're like, all right, obviously the movie's done, and it's fiction. It's not real. And then I think it was David found out, like, we were watching it at Dio Dickey's, and I think David was like messing with the controller, or he knew somehow, like, the menu, if you go to the menu, you hit up 10 times or whatever, it will start the movie.
Up, down, left, right.
Yeah, you actually had to do something like that. This is real. You could look this up on the original Ring DVD. If there's in the menu, there's like a way to play the video that's not like play video.
Yeah.
And we watched it, and we were scared, man. Like, I think a little bit of us, and then like Dio Dicky probably called the own house and the playing pranks on us, and then
he's gonna do that. Yeah, that's probably the worst place you could have watched it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because we're more afraid of him at this point now than anything else. But
all right, guys, time to go to sleep. All right, make sure you unplug that TV real quick. Just unplug it for me. Yeah. And then we go into these characters. I'm actually just gonna lump all three in because technically they're in the horror genre. I feel like they're more thrillers, but technically in the horror genre. That's Ghostface from Scream, Saw, the character. I want to play a game.
Jigsaw, yep.
Jigsaw, there you go. And Hannibal Lecter. Because doing my little research, they were like really heavily touted as horror characters. But
I love Scream, bro. I don't care who knows it. I love the movie Scream. I think that genre of horror exists for the exact reason that I think we opened up with.
The franchise or the first one?
The whole thing.
Okay.
I really do. I'll see when they're doing a reboot. I will watch that. I've seen all of them. I love David Arquette. There's a really cool documentary about him. He's an interesting guy.
Right, the wrestler.
Yep. But I think I hate horror fans that try to make it seem like Scream's not real horror. So like it is, and it's a little goofy, and it goes with like I Know What You Did Last Summer and those kind of movies. But those movies are fun. Those movies are a lot of fun. And if anything else, they're just fun, right? Like maybe not the scariest movies, but you're rooting for the final girl. You're rooting for that main Naomi Campbell to live. You want her to live.
It goes into that umbrella of horror. You can't slot horror into just like one specific category. There's little sub-genres in the horror.
I said Naomi Campbell, bro. It's not Naomi Campbell. I knew that. It's Naomi.
It's Campbell.
No, Naomi Campbell's not her.
No, I don't think it's Naomi.
It's Nev Campbell or
Nev Campbell. There you go.
Yeah. I knew I was wrong as soon as it left my mouth.
Just a supermodel.
Okay, so the first, and when I Google this Scream, the first question people also ask is Scream actually scary? That's what I mean. Like,
it's an entertaining movie.
Yeah, I mean, it gets you drawn in. You don't want the main character to die, and she's against the villain. I think that I love it, bro.
It's less psychological, more slasher.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought, and it didn't really scare me, but I cared enough about the characters. Hannibal Lecter, I like villains like that because again, he doesn't feel he's human, but he kind of doesn't feel very human, right? He's like so smart and does all these things, and he's terrifying.
Detached from what humans feel, but I feel like that ends up going in thrillers.
I agree. If there's some sort of, I would say that Scream is a horror movie.
Okay.
I would argue that Scream is a horror movie. I would say that Hannibal is a thriller. And what was the other one? I'm sorry.
Saw
is definitely a horror movie.
Okay.
So I would say Saw is definitely a horror movie. There's thriller aspects in it, and I think there's a lot of overlap there. But Saw is the only good one, by the way. And even that one had some issues, but
it cool. Was good. It's cool in the fact, like with the Jasons, the Freddys, the Pinheads, like they're just the one character that could just never die. With Saw and Scream, it's copycats that keep the villain alive.
Yep.
So in a way, that character can't die. So there is that sense to it. So
the only thing I didn't like about Saw, and it kind of took the detachment away, is they were kind of all fucked up, right? There was like a lesson he was trying to teach them. I like to think I'm a good guy. So I was just like, oh shit. All right. I don't really have to be afraid of this guy. He's only going after like scumbags or like, people that are like at the bottom of the bottom and I'm probably like fucking up the franchise. I don't really like it that much, but I just remember that part. And that's kind of what pulled me away from it too, is like, oh, these people have all done something bad. It's like almost like Seven, right? Like Seven, that guy killed people that he was trying to cleanse, it's kind of the same vibe. I was like, oh, Seven is cool. I fuck with that movie, but like, I'm not committing any of these deadly sins. So no psychopath like that is going to come after me.
Good here, Jigsaw. You see the little doll roll up.
He's right behind me.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I think you want the guy down there. You say, sorry. And just start pedaling away.
The first one was cool because it's got that twist.
I mean, even Freddy, even Jason went into it. Like I said, Jason in outer space. Like really, With Saw, you know, it became
It's thing.
a
Yeah, like
money-making thing at that point. So it's just like whatever. Saw 47. You know,
and if that's your thing, I mean, I'm into some stuff that I know is bad. I have some unpopular opinions. I there's some movies that are like universally liked that I don't like, and I know that I'm in the minority, so I know that there's obviously a market and people, you know, vibe with that. But there's also like, man, I love these fucking escape room horror, like where they're in a room and they're gonna die, and it's kind of like Saw, but it's not. More of it is like solving the problem. So I'm always like, damn, if I was there, like, how would I get it? Like, did they check behind this? And did they, I'm like with them. Cube is like that. There's a lot of horror movies that are kind of underground. And Cube was like, there's like 4 or 5 of them, has a cult following, kind of the same premise. Another escape room just came out. They're bad movies, bro. I wouldn't recommend them, but I just know that I love that.
If it keeps you entertained on a certain level, it does its job.
Yeah, I just
know
that
to be the greatest thing ever made, but if it keeps you like, oh shit, escape room is on, and you're just gonna sit like and watch the silliness unfold, it's doing its job as a movie.
Yeah, it just wouldn't be the first movie that I would like recommend to someone. You know what I mean? Like I know it's bad, but like fuck it, it's my kind of bad. I vibe with it.
You want to watch Escape Room first, and then Centipede second, and then
and you'll never, ever, ever, ever watch another horror movie ever again. You'll give up on the genre altogether.
So, all right. Have you ever wanted to, if you haven't, have you ever wanted to delve in, because we know talking about the paranormal side of movies and such, have you ever done Ouija boards?
Hell no. I respect horror so much that that's what I'm saying. I'm actually fearful of that shit. I've had people be like, yo, we can go stay at this haunted hotel. Not for me. I've never touched a Ouija board ever.
1408 was a great horror movie.
That was with
Stephen
John
King,
Cusack?
John Cusack and Sam Jackson with the hotel.
Yeah. It was a little weird, but if you're into that, then I really liked it.
I want to say it can, and it could be argued that it's more of a thriller.
But like The Shining is The Shining also is like one of the best, I think, like haunted house, hotel, whatever you want to call it, where, I would not want to stay there. I wouldn't want to stay where they shot The Shining, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I like enjoying it from my couch where I know I'm safe. You know what I'm saying? But that shit actually scares me.
That's what I'm saying. Jumping out of a plane without having to jump out of a plane. I'm just I'm good.
I'm good on that. I trust jumping out of a plane more. The guy behind me is certified and knows when to pull the chute. He doesn't want to die just like I don't. I'm not messing with. I mean, I as a kid, I liked like haunted houses that were like for Halloween, right? Like they outfitted and do all the thing, haunted hayride. But I know it's a show. To me, it's like a show. It's a play. But I'm instead of being sitting down, I'm like kind of part of it. So I like stuff like that, but that stuff is like clearly stuff that's not, like we in New Jersey, people are obsessed with Weird NJ, and it's like we grew up all the time like, oh, this street is haunted. You can go through Weird NJ, the magazine, and it'll be like, this place is haunted or this and that. And some of my friends would like to go to those places, and I'm like, yo, drop me off home. And I watch too much horror to like do shit like this. Like that's where it's like you gotta be the dumbest guy ever. Like I'm not messing with no Ouija board.
I knew somebody back in the day, whether it was a true story or not. I mean, I'm gonna say it is because it had like no climactic. It was just anticlimactic. But he went to the Amityville house, and he was like, "Fuck it, man, I'm going in." And they were like, "Yo, I'm not. We'll be waiting here in the car." And he said he went to the front of the door, and like his hand was going toward the knob, and he just felt something. And he just turned around and ran like a little girl, like suicide.
I don't blame him, bro. I would
like zipped right over back to the car.
I think the people that live there hate that people go to that house.
I would imagine. I
think people live there. I think I might be wrong.
I don't
but
know.
Like I would imagine any place that's like that people are like, oh, it's like it's in writing that it's haunted. I would imagine enthusiasts would go there.
The last time I heard, and I haven't done any type of thing on Amityville in like 20 years, but the last thing I heard was that it can't be like they don't allow people to live in that house.
Yeah, I have to. I'm gonna actually research it. I'm interested, but like I definitely wouldn't fuck with things like that. Yeah.
So I have a Ouija board at the house.
I'm not touching that thing. I don't want to fucking see it. I'm not messing with that.
have never even opened it up in my house.
Get rid of it.
I believe in the spirituality, the paranormal, you know, third dimension, fourth dimension. I believe in all of that shit. So I know enough to not open that up in my house because no.
Yeah.
Because
You know what it is to me, bro? It's like risk reward. What am I trying to get out of this? I could tell someone that the shit moved. That's the best thing you're going to get out of it. Where the worst thing, and I know that this isn't really going to happen, but what the fuck? Why would I even go down? Like, if I say Candyman 10 times in the mirror, the best thing that's going to happen is I get a little spooked, light turns back on, and I'm fine. The worst thing that's going to happen is a killer with a hook is going to gut me. You get what I mean?
I never bees in your mouth.
Yeah, I never understood, like, yo, best case scenario on a Ouija board, nothing happens, or like that probably isn't even best case because it's anticlimactic, right? So like best case scenario is you get something moves or something like that, and then you guys are like, all right, no, we're done. But worst case scenario is now you've unleashed a demon that's going to terrorize you for the rest of your existence. Like I'm not about that.
Yeah, that's why I've never tried it in my house.
I don't blame you.
Now
I don't even want one in my house.
I have tried it one time. I had a job one time. This was years ago, and my coworker at that job was like, "Yo, I got a Ouija. I'm about to have a kid. I'm getting rid of my Ouija board." And I was like, "I'll take it." And he looked at me. He was like, "Are you sure?"
There's like five horror movies. There's like 5 horror movies that have started exactly this way, bro.
I was like, "Nah, give it to me. Let's do it." So he gave it to me. And the first thing I said was, "I'm not trying this in my house." But my job at a certain time, I am literally the only person while I'm doing paperwork. It was on the night side of the shift.
Yeah.
So at a certain time, I am alone in the whole warehouse. And I was like, what better time to try it out?
Yeah, it's the best time to whip out a Ouija board.
Because, I mean, what am I going to do? Go to a hotel to try a Ouija board? I'm like, fuck it. Nobody's here now. Like,
that sounds like my worst nightmare, bro. I cannot believe you did this.
If I bring a demon in here, it's just going to be at work. So, sorry, employer. Like, you have to now deal with this thing that I unleashed. But
this is now when, like, your camera cuts off. And I'm like, Paul, where'd you go? And then it comes back on and you're missing. Bro, I've seen this movie before. Get rid of that Ouija board.
It has literally been in the same corner for like 3 years right now.
Or has it?
Yeah. Just wake up. I don't remember bringing this over here.
Yeah, exactly. It's on your bed.
So I was at work, just waiting for everybody to get the fuck out. And then everybody left. And I said, all right, well, time to do it. So I went to my office, which is just a stairway up, just looking at this warehouse setting. And I opened it up. And I did a little bit of research for it. And they said chances are if you do it by yourself, it's not going to work. You don't have the energy needed to activate or whatever.
What they really mean is if you have more people, one person's bound to fucking nudge it one direction. If it's just you, you can't fake the nudge.
So my guess was, and part of me had my fingers crossed, like I don't have the energy to manifest this thing. So I tried it and nothing happened. So, and there's rules. Like if you open it, you have to do certain things to close it. So once nothing happened, I was like, well, still following the rules. And I closed it how I was supposed to.
You know more about it than I do. I didn't even know all that. I really would never touch one of those, like ever.
Oh yeah, because I mean, in if you believe the myth of or not myth, whatever, if you believe in a Ouija board, you're opening a door.
That's what I'm saying.
So in turn, you have to close the door. If not, you leave the door open.
I think even to whatever the fucking rules say, you're opening whatever you're trying to like get that shit in. You know what I mean? Like I don't care if it's the door that they're talking about or like another. I just don't think, like I'm not one to be like, if there's anyone in here, let me hear you. Like, fuck that. I don't want to hear you. Chill. I'm paying rent. You could live here. Just keep it down, bro. Like I'm not like trying to invite any of that shit.
Oh, that's why I don't do it at my house.
Yeah.
That's why I tried it at work. I can quit that job. Guys, by the way, I summoned the demon. You're gonna have to deal with that. Sorry. I quit.
Yeah. And as a horror enthusiast, I'm telling you that don't ever do that again, bro.
I still kind of want to try it. I'm not gonna lie. I want, and I believe what I believe, but a verification to those things. And again, but there's rules to it. Like they say, if don't be a negative person doing it. Have the right frame of mind. Like your vibes are more or less what you're gonna welcome in when you open that door up. So if you open a door angry or any type of negative, you're gonna welcome in whatever negativity is gonna go through the door.
From now on, every physical door I open up, I'm having a smile on my face. I don't even want to open up physical doors with bad mojo.
Life lesson, see? Life lesson, man. I gotta have that positive vibe on you. So yeah, did you ever hear about? Because then there became like all kind of little myths and things like that, and there was this thing that popped up on YouTube. Because I will YouTube the shit out of supernatural shit.
I mean, I'll watch. Yeah, I will. I mean, like anyone else, if there's evidence of something crazy we had a whole episode on UFOs, right? Like,
yeah.
If there's any evidence of like something that I can't comprehend happening, I would want to watch it like everyone else would. I mean, fuck, I watched the Paranormal Activity movies, and like that was another one when it came out. It was like, what the fuck? And it was like, felt very realistic, like that shit could happen. But
no, go ahead.
No, you go.
All right. I was gonna say, did you ever hear? Again, this is like a myth thing that just came out of nowhere, and I just saw it on YouTube. There's this elevator thing.
Oh yeah. I've seen the hard part now is like, dude, again, we've seen Transformers that look like fucking Transformers. Like I actually know what Optimus Prime would look like if he was fucking a real thing. And that's crazy because of how CGI and editing has gone. I can't watch any of those things and like believe them to be true. Like that's kind of like, it's kind of the fucked up part. We talked about this with aliens. It's, if you honestly saw an alien, no one would fucking believe you anyway. You know what I mean? Like if one of these videos comes out and they're like, this is like, but I would have to have I would be completely skeptical. I would have to have like someone that knows about film verify that it hasn't been tampered with and all that shit. And
this isn't like a film thing. This isn't like something that was caught on camera. This is like a Bloody Mary thing, like a Candyman thing.
Yeah, but I think they have a video on it. I think they said that they have it, or like she goes missing, the door opens, then shuts again, and it changes floors. I know exactly what you're talking.
Yeah,
I'm
like
on Reddit. I'm on Reddit way too much, bro. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But like Reddit, they do their internet police. I remember reading a bunch of comments that were like, no, this is what happened, and they link to like the people that own the hotel, and they're like, yeah, we really wish they wouldn't say this because this isn't true, and now no one wants to fucking stay here and shit like that. So
well, I heard it's like any elevator that has a certain amount of floors. Yeah, any elevator that has X amount of floors, you go up to one floor, you stay on, you go down to another.
But my point is, right?
Yeah,
this is my point. I don't think that would work. I don't think that specifically you can do the up, down, left, right code in an elevator and a demon would come. But if I'm trying to do that, that's what I'm afraid. Like, that's what goes like, you're opening this door now. Like,
risk reward.
Well, no, it's just like maybe the thing itself doesn't make anything happen. But the fact that you're seeking it, maybe that's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't have to do the fucking up, down, left, right, select A, B code in the elevator for this demon to come out. But if I'm doing that with the intent of a demon stepping on this elevator, that seems inviting enough, bro. Like if I was evil, I would just be looking for that. Like, they pretty much got the code right. Like there's nothing else they were doing here. They want, all right, here I come. I'm coming in now. Like, you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have to.
Rang.
Yeah. You opened the box, so I came. Like, I don't think that actually saying Bloody Mary in the mirror 5 times would honestly bring out Bloody Mary, but like, fuck, if there is anything like that and it saw me doing that, it's like, well, now you're asking for it, man. Like, hell, here I am. Like, I just think the act of inviting things like that in, that's what I stay away from. I don't think any of them specifically would do anything. But like, if I'm going to a haunted hotel and I'm doing this thing that's supposed to bring out this demon, like, if there is any bad energy out there and they see my ass doing that, that's enough, I'm sure, to welcome them in.
You see Bloody Mary and Candyman on where they live, and they just like, you see this stupid motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
All right, I'll be back, Candyman. I'll see you later.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't do that only because I wouldn't want to throw that energy out there. I have to believe in it a little bit, right? I have to believe that there's something after I die, or maybe there's not, but I believe in energy. Like I believe in feeling things and not being able to explain those things. And whether I'm right or I'm wrong, I'm going to err on the side of caution when it comes to shit like this. I watch way too much horror movies, bro.
Yeah, nah. I mean, you can believe in it enough that's like, yo, I don't want that juju here with me. Like,
that's
nah.
what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I'm not inviting. Nope. You will never catch me doing any of that shit. I'll watch it. Oh, there's this, whatever. Because it's like, yeah, fuck, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I probably won't believe it. I'll be super skeptical of any of that shit because I believe in science too.
If shit happens, I'm in the clear. Like you motherfuckers are doing it. Go ahead, knock yourselves out. Like, all right, let's see what happens.
Works. Yeah.
Got your camcorder. I got your little phone camera. Like, all right, let's see what happens.
I could just live vicariously through them, right? If they make it, then it's like, all right, cool, you made it. And if they don't, it's like,
yo, I've seen some shit. Didn't happen to me, but I've seen some shit.
I wouldn't even talk about it, bro. That's enough invite. I would be like, no, telephone, it ends here. I don't even know that guy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I understand that. Like I said, man, my Ouija board's collecting dust. I wouldn't want to try in my house, which is then setting up somebody else that I probably know. Like, hey, you want to do something? Nah, but do it at your house though. Or, yeah. Nah. So yeah. So all right. So with that said, man, dude, we gotta figure out a way for you to come in here more, man.
Just keep talking about horror and shit that I vibe with. I'll come anytime, bro. I feel like I can provide value. I will always be a guest.
I'll keep shooting out topics. We still have one that we haven't gone to yet. Like we still have another one lined up.
There's a few out there. I have a few ideas. I mean, yeah, we'll talk. Like I said, anything that it comes down to, if I can add value to your show, bro, I will come whenever.
Bro, if I say something, you're like, bro, that's horseshit. Let's talk about this. Like, get that dumb shit out here. I want to talk about this. We're gonna talk about that, man.
It was a layup asking me to do horror in October, like a week or so before Halloween. That was like, there's no way I was saying no.
I appreciate it, man. I greatly do appreciate you. Like, I love what you bring, man. I love your energy. Like, you're just family aside, you're one of the most awesome people I know. So
I appreciate that, man. Likewise. It goes both ways, man. I had my show. I don't do that. I don't do this for just anyone. So it goes both ways, man. I appreciate it.
All right, cool, man. We're gonna talk, man. At this point, I think once a week I'm like, any ideas? If I happen to find one that I think is cool, I'll bring it out. But if not, man, I'll just check up on you and whatever you want to talk about, man. We'll hop on and we'll discuss it.
I'm down.
Cool, man. So for Mr. Dan, the man Dan, that's not your name. Like, I hope you know that. I have somebody doing intros for me, and I've already told him, like, when he does your intro, you are officially Dan, the man Dan.
Let's go. I'll take it, bro.
Yeah, man. So with that said, I definitely want to give a shout out to Clay. Thank you, Clay. I'll leave whatever links. He's on Instagram. He's on TikTok. He provides the intro to the show. Fucking golden voice. Jesus. So thank you, man. I appreciate you. Dan, thank you. I appreciate you.
Hell yeah.
And until the next one, man.
I'll see you, bro.
Peace.